Good afternoon and welcome again for the ninth episode of Every Parent Must Know. So, welcome you all, and for those of you who are new to this particular event, a special welcome to those who are attending this for the first time. And today, my discussion would be on the critical success factor. Before I do so, it's always decent enough to introduce myself. My name is Professor Methil Krish, and I represent Amrita Vishwavidyapidam, right? And this is what I just mentioned about critical success factor, that everyone wants to be successful. I am sure 99.9 or even 100% of those of you who are watching my live show, Every Parent Must Know, are willing to succeed in their life. You cannot find somebody raising the hand and say, Krish, I want to fail. I don't want to be successful. I want to be a failure in life. No, you don't find anybody there. So we are going to talk only on the points on which each of us can prepare ourselves for the future to be successful in life. And that's what I mean. And before I do so, it's my pleasure to introduce myself. Looking different, but still it's me. Few years back. And my name is Methil Krish. I'm a life coach and a mentor. And currently I am holding responsibility of the Career Competency Development Department under Corporate Industry Relations as the chairman of the department. So this is all about me. But then again, for those of you who are tuned in for the first time, I would certainly seek the blessings of our chancellor, globally renowned spiritual leader, Mata Amritanand Devi. Today, whatever we are is because of the initiatives and the teachings Amma had given to us in the last almost close to 3 decades. Education for living and education for life, and Amma's confidence building talk says on the life is to live in the present, and what really matters a lot now is your attitude. And my dear children and parents, courage is the antivirus, and always be doubly courageous to face whatever situation that comes onto your way. And this is where I am from. I am talking to you from the headquarters of Amrita Vishwavidyapidam. This is our main block at Etimade, Coimbatore. Again, I repeat, what I have been repeating is to just mention that Amrita is, yes, the number one private university in India. As far as the world university ranking is concerned, the recent Times Higher Education, Asia's ranking, we have been ranked 125th rank. So undoubtedly, we are the number one globally, the private university representing our motherland, India. 3 weeks back, we had an announcement from the MHRD that Amrita has moved from the 8th rank in 2019 to the 4th rank in the National Institutional Ranking Framework. Kudos to all. Appreciation. Congratulations. And thank you so much for those who made our university the 4th best in India. Success. Now, let me tell you before I start my session on success, each of us have different meaning to success. The success varies from individual to individual and is not the same. It's not just one size for all. For each of us, success means a different connotation. It is not the same from person to person. So what is success? Success is not your goal. Success is not your target. Success is not your milestone. Success is not the destination. And success is a journey by itself. It's a journey by itself, not the end. It is the means, not the end. So success is a journey and not a destination. Point number one here. And for us to define success, success is the journey or the ability to go from one failure to another failure with no loss of enthusiasm and energy. Doesn't matter if you fail. And as someone rightly said, failure is the stepping stone for success. So it is your ability, your capability of moving from one failure to another, search of success, and with no loss of the enthusiasm and the energy. So these are two important points. Whenever you fail and go searching for the success, again you fail, and the journey from failure to failure in search of success with the same enthusiasm and energy. I'm sure, my dear parents and my dear teachers and my dear little children, you will taste success. So take the journey and your ability to move from failure to failure in search of success with no deterioration as far as your energy and enthusiasm is concerned. And that's what success is all about. Having understood the meaning of success, I would like to start my talk with the philosophy of an ant. When you talk about the philosophy of an ant, when an ant was taking a journey to reach his destination, and the success is itself a journey, when he went round an ant so that he reaches the destination, he found a stone blocking his way. He couldn't move because it was a huge stone. So he went round. He couldn't cross. He failed. He went to the right. He couldn't cross. He failed. He went to the left. He couldn't move. He couldn't move further. He failed. But then what did he do? It was so heavy to lift that particular stone. And he failed. Then what did he do? He brought all his companions, friends, relations, siblings, spouse, uncle, aunties to help him to remove the stone from his way. Still, it was difficult. When you talk about the philosophy of success, Aristotle wrote the philosophy, or he came into a philosophical mind at the age of 52. That's the beginning of a success. Now, regarding the ant philosophy, is that it just could not move it further, but then it crossed by digging a sort of some way below the stone, and it could move. The stone remained where it is, but they dug a sort of a subway deeper to move to the other part of the stone to reach the destination. So success is the ability to travel from one failure to another without losing your energy and enthusiasm. This particular philosophy on ant, the ant never lost its energy and enthusiasm. It tried everything. But ultimately, all the ants put together dug below the stone, and then passage was made, and they crossed, and that was the success. So for every success, you must have a philosophy. You must build a built-in philosophy within yourself to reach the success. The similar story is also is about. Oh, I just need to say this. You will win if you don't quit. You will win if you don't quit. The winners don't quit, and the quitters don't win. So don't quit. Be like that particular ant who took the help of others in reaching its success. So I repeat this. You will win if you don't quit. Winners don't quit, and quitters don't win. And this philosophy is again about an ant and a grasshopper. What happens to a grasshopper and an ant in a summer? If you look at an ant in a summer, it accumulates and stores grains. You have seen the ant carrying small grains and storing it for the winter. And when the winter comes, ant has enough food to eat. Whereas you can see the grasshopper. In the summer, the grasshopper keeps rounding and rounding the grass and keep eating those grass, or keep removing those grass and spoiling the grass. A grasshopper never thinks of storing for the future. So the lesson to learn from this is, please save for the future. People who have saved money for the future today may not be facing that difficulty in the COVID times. But people who are not saved, they might be suffering a bit here and there for want of money. Save, don't waste. Save for the future. Right? Please save for the future. So, when I come to talk about the success, two examples of the ant and the grasshopper. You don't know when the success strikes you. You don't know when. We didn't even think that such a pandemic would strike us for the year 2020. It was sudden. It was all of a sudden. So children, parents, teachers, my friends who are watching me now, please save for the future. Why I'm saying this? If you save for the future, your success is to some extent determined. Otherwise, whatever success you make, and if you don't save for the future, the permanency of the success will be short-lived. So don't be like a grasshopper, be like an ant. I want to tell you about, I won't say it's a story by itself. There was a boy, 9 to 10 years, and his greatest ambition was to become a judo specialist. You know judo? Hold like this and bend and make somebody fall. Judo, Judo. Judo. I'm sure each of you would have played that. And what I'm trying to say is, when this child of 9 to 10 years wanted to become a judo champion, he finds that in his city, in his town, there is a coach with international standards. So he thought to himself, let me approach the coach and then get myself trained under this international coach to be an international judo player. And he approaches the coach And he goes to the judo class and he asks the coach, Coach, sir, please help me. I want to be the champion in judo. The coach says, come next week. This little boy goes back. After a week, comes back. Again, the coach says, go, come back next week. Again, he comes back. But the coach says again, my dear boy, go and come back next week. And now the boy says, sir, this is the third time I'm coming and meeting you after you asked me to go. What's wrong with me, sir? And the coach said, my dear friend, like you, there are humpty number of people who come and ask me to train them. The interest to be a champion is short-lived. And they come here for a month, they get some sort of training and they are not able to proceed further, they leave. They go away. So you are one of those who could go away. So don't waste your time and my time, you go away. But this child says, sir, I am not like the other guys who had come and met you and pleaded you to take them as your disciple. I'm a different student. I'm a different disciple. I have my passion. I have my, some sort of aggression, the spirit in me. There's a fire in my belly to be the world's champion in judo, at least in a junior level. So please, I beg you to take me as your disciple. And somehow or the other, he coaxed and cajoled the coach, and then finally the coach agreed and said, okay, join. This guy joined and the training was imparted on this guy, and this little boy was doing extremely well. He learned the art of judo 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. In the 6th month, what happened? He, along with his parents, went for a picnic, and on their way back, the car met with an accident. And poor little boy lost his left hand. In the accident, his left hand was amputated. Now look at him. He was lying down on the bed with his left hand amputated, with tears in his eyes. And then was asking himself a question. Now my dream of becoming a champion is gone forever because I don't have my left hand. God, why did you do this to me? I can never, ever, ever, never dream of becoming a champion. God, what a punishment you gave me for no mistake of mine. I'm unable to bear this because my dream, my passion, my goal, my milestone, my destiny, everything was to become a junior judo champion. Everything has gone now. Here we are. And this little boy came home, and every time he wept and wept and wept. And one day he felt that he should go and tell his judo master that he stopped coming for coaching, not because of his lack of interest or inefficiency in getting himself trained, but because of the accident losing his hand. So he goes to that school and meets the judo coach and says to the judo coach, sir, I haven't come for coaching because of this reason. I've lost my left hand. And I know, sir, I have my dreams, I had my dreams. I have no dreams today because I know that I just can't be taking part in any of those judo competition. You know what the coach said? My dear friend, you still want to try? You want to try? You want to really try to be the champion? Take my special training for 3 months. I will make you the champion. He was flabbergasted. He was wonderstruck and asked. But then the coach said, don't ask me any question. Don't ask me any reason. Why am I asking you to do this? Don't ask me any reason. Do as I say, no questions, please. The moment you ask me questions, I will stop training or coaching you to be the champion in judo. He joined, and every day, one action was taught to this particular guy. Only one action. Only one action. 1 month gone, 2 months gone, only one action. No, nothing else. Then came the judo competition in the city. He gave his name. Master said, give your name. And this guy said, sir, the entire 3 months you taught only one. Don't ask question. Sir, entire 3 months you taught only one action. Don't ask me question. I told you not to ask me question, right? Do as I say, that's it. Poor guy, little guy, no left hand. On top of it, only one action. And the coach brings the application form, he signs, and that is submitted. The first round competition starts, and the coach says to this little boy, go ahead. Don't worry, don't ask me questions, go ahead. Get on. And the competition starts. 1, 2, 3. Within about 20 seconds, this guy with no left hand wins the competition. Everybody, oh my God, they were surprised. A guy who has no left hand won judo. Everybody clapped for him, appreciated him. 20 seconds, that's all. Held him, held the opponent, put him down. And then he went on to the quarterfinals. And in the quarterfinals, the coach said, don't worry, the same. Come on, go ahead. And his name was spread across, saying that boy with only one hand joined the quarterfinals of the world, our nation's judo competition. His name went like a wildfire. Round and round it went. Oh my God, he became popular. And the day came for the quarterfinal. Get set, go, whistle, tack. 20 seconds. This fellow wins, the boy without his left hand. Oh my God, it appeared in the next day, dailies, and all the channels were carrying this guy's photo. He is now got into the semi-finals. Semi-finals? The coach said, go ahead. Come on, don't ask questions, go ahead. Whatever you learned, do it. And this guy went for the semi-finals. 1, 2, 3, start. 20 seconds. He bet the opponent. Wow, how is it? My God, semi-finals to finals. A boy of 9 to 10 years with no left hand, with single-handedly winning every round of this judo competition is something exemplary, something noteworthy. The dailies carried the front page newspaper, his photo, single-handedly getting into the finals. And the finals competition, the day came and this guy got prepared for himself. The coach only said, you know what action, do that. He had no hopes, the boy had no hopes. But then he went, the whistle, come on, get set, go, 1, 2, 3, tap, 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 20 minutes, this fellow became the champion. Oh, guy with no left hand became the champion. Single-handedly, 10-year guy became the champion, national champion in judo. Come on. Now you may be wondering, how did this happen? Similarly, the boy wondered, with just single-handedly, how did he win? He goes to the coach and says, sir, please tell me now, what did you do to me to win this nationals? Unbelievable. He said, The coach said, look, I taught you one action. And that action, the first action which you did, you kept on practicing that particular action. You became so strong in your first action. Because every day you practice the same action, no different actions. And you practiced and practiced and practiced with perfection, you became a perfectionist in that action number one. And in that action number one, my dear friend, you don't know, the moment you hold the opponent has to hold your left hand to get away from that. But fortunately or unfortunately, you do not have the left hand. Since you do not have the left hand, the opponent couldn't do anything. The opponent was knocked down. That's it. The learning from here to all my children and all the parents who are watching me today, let your children, let the students, let the children who are watching me become masters in a specific area of your interest. Become a specialist in one area. Don't be like a fruit salad child. You must master that specific art to win any competition. So if you're a footballer, master footballer. You don't need all skills to get success in your life. You just need to have one skill like this to master. So ladies and gentlemen, don't go into many skills and confuse yourself. Just have one skill of your passion, your interest, your liking, and master it over. That's what I want to tell you. For example, if you have to look at the jungle, cheetah has mastered as the fastest animal. The lion is the king of the jungle. The roar of the lion. There are so many other animals much more smarter than a lion, but lion is the king. You know why? Because he is mastered in making the other animals as its prey. When every animal in the jungle looks at lion, they all think that the lion is getting ready for its supper. It's going to attack. It's going to eat us for dinner, breakfast, lunch. So that's a fear. That's a fear the lion has created. And that's because of the roar of the lion. That's why he is the king. So, when you master an art, for example, there are so many plants in the desert which don't require water because that is mastered to live without water. Look at the roses today. If you don't pour water, 2 days, finished. Cactus, it doesn't require, it can be without water for months. Look at Mr. Dhoni. Initially, he wanted to be a goalkeeper. But somebody found out that Dhoni his caliber, potential is not to be a goalkeeper in the football team, not the big ball. He can be a good for cricket wicketkeeper. So look at that. It is easy to find out those potential for the plants and for the animals, but for the human being, it is difficult. And parents, you have the responsibility of looking at the potential of each of your child. And before we do that, I would like you to go through this little point. So come back to my story, come back to my boys winning championship. Focus and specialize in the areas where your child is passionate and where he is strong. Education is not complete unless you have the character building. And if you have the education plus character, that takes you to the word called success. Education without character is like a fish without water. So ladies and gentlemen, to To taste success, to feel success, to see success, to have success, you need to have character plus education. The character is the means to transform ideas into achievements. If you have to achieve something, that would be your success. Ideas need to be transformed. And character plays prominent and vital role in taking you towards success. I want you to look at character in a different way, because for me, character is like a motor car. And if you have to take a journey in a motor car, what are the preparations that you need to take? So you have a journey which starts from X to Y, and you are decided to go by a car. And as I mentioned, success is a journey from failure to failure with enthusiasm and energy not dropping. And character forms a part of the success. And let's listen to this or hear to this. And the journey what you're taking on behalf of the character is the motor car. You need to make arrangements for the car, the key, petrol. You need to know the driving. You need to know where the brake, clutch, accelerator is. And of course, you also need to know what this signal stand for. So all this is character by itself. It's a journey. So you need to prepare for your journey, like how you prepare your character towards building up success for yourself. So yourself, you need to build success for yourself. That journey has to be prepared and planned well. If you miss any of this, your journey never begins. Or if you miss anything in between, your journey stops. Because success is a journey and character is a part of success. And the character is the journey which you take from one end to the other end. And unless you make everything normal within your reach, you will never see success. How do we actually measure the car is the character, which I mentioned to you? And I mentioned that success depends on your character. So how do you know that your car is in good condition or not? Whether your character is in good condition or not? So if I take a car, I take it to the mechanic, I say, hey, check the brakes, check the tires, check the lamp. All this checking is done so that it doesn't stop on the way, as I mentioned to you earlier. So how do you know that your character is good enough in shaping you to reach your destination? Will it meet with an accident? Will it stop somewhere? We don't know. And that is what I'm going to tell you now, dear parents and teachers and friends. I would say, be honest in yourself in judging the strength of your character. There is no two ways about it. Be ruthless. Be ruthless and be honest in judging your strength of your character. Because that is the character, that's the journey which takes you from a destination X to destination Y. And if something goes wrong, because I said character is like a car. If something goes wrong, you never reach the destination and you will have to break your journey in the middle of your journey, which should not happen if you have to see success. Because success is itself is a journey and you need to reach the destination. So the character is being assessed in 4 major imaginary gauges. So let's see what it is. For example, I want you to see this meter on the left. So the evaluation gauge is 1. You can see C on the left and R on the right. What does it mean? What do you mean by complacent guy? A complacent guy takes things light, absolutely not serious of his life. For him, anything is just fun. He's just gone case sort of an attitude. He's complacent. He's not bothered. People say there is a earth below, sky on top. That is complacency. Nothing else is bothered. But if your needle is at sea, you are a gone case. You can never taste success. But if your needle moves from C towards R, which is refusal, children, parents, everybody should learn to refuse. If your friend offers you to have a cigarette for the first time, refuse. Refuse to waste your time. Refuse to waste your time. Please don't be on a complacency. We should learn how to refuse. You all must learn how to say no. You must refuse to take a bribe. You must refuse to accept wrongdoings of your children. If you want to see success for your children and yourself, learn to refuse. If your child asks you to buy a bike, refuse. If your child needs a mobile phone, refuse. But if a child needs a laptop to do his engineering, buy one. Buy one. No harm in it. But most of us, we are still complacent. Okay, it is my child, let him have a bike. Please. So you gauge yourself whether you're in the middle or you're on the left extreme or on the right extreme. If you're on the right extreme, destination is close. Let me go to the next slide there. The gauge 2 is, there are people who, if you ask them, what do you want to be in life? What is that your child must be in life? Maybe he wants to do his engineering. Maybe he wants to do his medicine. This maybe, my God, if you're in a maybe situation, you are a cat on the wall person. The cat can jump either this way or that way. In life, you must be a person on the right extreme of taking the right decision. Decision delayed is decision denied. Learn to take decision. No, maybe. What time your son will get up in the morning? Maybe 8 o'clock. Maybe 6 o'clock. Forget it. Take a decision. Take a firm decision. So if you want to see success, you must take the decision. Cannot be using those 2 idiotic words like maybe. Come on. Remove it from your mind. No, maybe. What maybe? Kya maybe? Nothing. Firm decision, man. Firm decision. No maybe in future. So if you are extreme left in that particular meter, you are already not heading for disaster. You are in disaster. You are in danger. Please move from that to the extreme right. That's D. A person who can take a decision faster. Like this. Like this. Like this. So I think that is what is a gauge 2 on evaluate. If your character is about making decisions, firm decisions, faster and quicker. Doesn't matter 1 or 2 decisions go wrong. You can't have 100% success or 100%, the decisions coming right. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Not taking decision is a crime. Yes. So that is the number 2. Number 3 is apathy. Apathy is almost like, not interested. Even if there is a bomb which makes a sound, he doesn't bother. He's not bothered. Something. Totally don't care type. He doesn't poke his nose in anything. Almost like a vegetable. Almost like a dead body. Leave me alone. Let me relax. Come on. Let me relax. If you're on that, where is the question of success? But there are guys who would say, I want to be an engineer. I want to be an IAS officer. I want my son to climb the Mount Everest. That is a want. I want to be happy in life. For this, I am going to do. I want. Wants are unlimited in economics. Wants are unlimited, no doubt. You must have that want in you. Without want, what is life? I want. Then you find success. Arey, you won't see success. Let's look at this next slide. Fear on the extreme left. Oh my God. You know, fear is the forced expectation appearing real. Forced expectation appearing real. Come on. In Hindi में बोलते हैं ना, जो डर गया सो मर गया. People with fearsome will not be able to succeed. You need to take some risk in life and can't be staying back and say, oh my God, I won't. Please, no. Don't. No. But if the needle goes from F to P, I promise. See, look at that. When a minister takes an oath, or when the Solicitor General takes an oath, when, high-ranked people take positions, responsibility, I promise, even you see your currency note, I promise to pay rupees 2,000. Promise. How many of you have the guts to promise? I promise to succeed in my life. I promise to be the best of the best doctors in my city. I promise to construct a hospital for the benefit of those economically weaker patients. I promise. That is what it is. You see success if you can promise. So, ladies and gentlemen, who I would like to throw some pictures onto you, not literally throwing onto you, but show you some pictures who are really good in characters, have tasted success in their life. Here goes. Excellent. No need to introduce him. Here goes. Excellent. No need to introduce him. Here goes. Excellent. Character. Success. No need to introduce him. Excellent. He is Mr. Warren Buffett, the world's number 3 richest man. Character. He is the richest, third richest. The first is Amazon, the second is Microsoft, and third is Mr. Warren Buffett. Third richest. Character and success. Yes. Apple, Mr. Steve Jobs, late, character and success. Richard Branson, Virgin Group from UK, character and success. Bill Gates, Microsoft, character and success. I have many such pictures going on, but I'm cutting this because I need to get on to the next mantras on those critical success factor. Look at this picture. How many of you heard this particular statement, turning weakness into strength? There was a guy who was 15 years young and lost his mother, and when he grew up to 25, he lost his father at the age of 26. His sister was mentally weak, and at this juncture, he could have committed suicide and left this world, but he didn't do that. His weakness was that he had nobody to support him. But at the age of 26, his father no more, his mother no more, his sister was mentally off the hook. But he went on searching for those opportunities. by turning his weakness into strength. He says, let me work harder, and I've seen it in many of his talk. The only way to cure your sadness is to keep working harder. I repeat what this gentleman said. The only cure to sadness is to keep working harder and harder. But what do? The more you get into those saddy corner, you tend to weep, you tend to cry. That is not going to give you success. So turn your weakness into strength through curing your sadness with the help of hard work. And this gentleman is none other than Mr. King Khan. Well done, King Khan. The second thing is, we all find excuses for not achieving our success. If you don't get IIT, you say, the guy who coached me wasn't good. If you make a mistake in dancing, you see the stage is not leveled well. And if you don't run and win gold medals in 100 meters, you say that the clothing were not good. You find excuses for your failures. But here is one gentleman, his name is Virendra Kumar. He is from Kurukshetra, Punjab. Always dreamt want to be getting into IIT Kharagpur in computer science engineer early 7 or 8 years back. His father was a cobbler, his mother was I don't want to say that, earning some 120 rupees or 130 rupees a day. The father used to stitch shoes. And this guy's dream was only to get into IITs, and he really struggled hard, went on to write his IIT exam, and finally got into Kharagpur. He got into computer science engineering, but very unfortunately, his father had no money to pay the fees. And if I was there in his place, I would have told everybody in the world, saying that, look, my father is so poor that he has no money to pay for my fees, and I'm going to discontinue my studies. But this guy never did that. He went and enrolled himself into Indira Gandhi Open University, took his computer science through distance education. And in the third year, he developed a particular app in anti-hacking. And this was found by none other than Microsoft company at Seattle, and offered him a job for 10 lakhs a month. And today he earns 120 lakhs per annum. Look at him. No excuses. And he's none other than Mr. Virendra Kumar. Look at this guy. I salute this guy for his efforts. Next is fight your fears. As I mentioned in the success, the character. If you fear, you don't proceed. Get your fears out of yourselves. If you want 100% success, get the fears out. And the only way to get the fears out is to look at the least outcome that may go through certain activities you do. See, if you don't fear going to the jail, you can still be a thief. So what? So fear to be going to the jail, that's wrong. But if you have a fear, you will never attempt. These guys have no fear. People who murder will have no fear. That's why they're doing it. But I'm not saying about that type of fear. That there are so many people fear to talk, fear to express, fear to say no, right? Fear before the examination, fear to even shake hands with the people. But certainly fear from doing wrong things in life, but not the right things in life. Fear. So I'm not saying take the fear out, saying that, look, it's all good going to the jail. You may not have the fear to go into the jail, but when you go into the jail and there for 20-25 years, the type of work and type of dash you will get into the jail, unbelievable. Don't take the risk. Fear there, but don't fear to open your book. So fight your fears to get the best success in your life. All right, so the next slide would be, look at this. This is an example of 40 feet wooden plank. You keep it down on the ground, you walk. I say you walk, you walk. But when I tie it up around 100 feet height and ask you to walk, you fear. So fear is forced expectation appearing real. The other slide would be on one life now or never. You know what happens is, the opportunity strikes once. Opportunities do not strike 3 or 4 times in your life. There's one guy who was sleeping in his bedroom. Somebody came and knocked, tuck, 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 tuck. The guy from inside asked, "Who are you?" He said, "I am Mr. Opportunity." He says, "You can't be an opportunity because opportunity strikes only once." So when it strikes once, grab it, my dear friends. Don't wait for the next. It's like waiting for the bus, The bus is full, so you don't get in. Wait for the second bus, it's doubly full. Third, 3 times full. And the fourth bus, you'll have to sit on top of the bus and then travel. So opportunities, when it comes, please snatch it. The other one would be, hunger for knowledge. See, there is one person called Satya Nadella, who is the CEO of Microsoft. I was told he earns about 1,000 crores per annum. Forget all those. He is the highest paid executive. And he's from India. I'm proud to be that. I'm proud to be also Indian because he's heading the world's #1 software company, IT company. What he has mentioned is, when somebody earns close to 800 to 1,000 crores a month, per annum, why should he have knowledge? But Satya Nadella, he says, he says, I keep buying so many books so that I can't complete reading books. I sign up so many projects so that I don't complete my project. Because for him, even at this age and position and the money what he gets in terms of salary, he says that is not enough. He's still hungry for knowledge. So children, success comes to those who are hungry for knowledge. The other slide, of course, is here it is. I buy more books than I can finish. I sign up for more online courses than I can complete. What else you need? Children, if your children, parents, tell your children, struggle now, enjoy later. But enjoy now, struggle later, which they want. There's one person called Sonu Nigam. All of you would have heard about him. He was in Delhi. Dad brought him to Bombay. He used to earn 100 rupees for singing. He used to sing. And you see this guy, 100 rupees per day, such a lovely singer. His father said, you get out and get more money through working harder in getting into singing for all those marriage parties. Demand more. So you struggle now. You go, meet people. Don't wait here to get telephone calls. So his father pushed him out. So he struggled to get openings for 1,000, 2,000. And today, he's a crorepati. So he struggled when he was young and he was now enjoying his life. So children decide whether you need to struggle now, enjoy later, or enjoy now and struggle later. The decision is yours. The other success point is, for anybody for that matter, the success comes through preparation. You prepare yourself well in advance. If you want to jump 6 feet or 7 feet, you have to prepare from a distance. Come, skip and jump. So prepare yourself. That's only key to success. The other mantra is commitment. Children, if you want to have success tasted in your life, keep your commitments alive. There was a person who's, when he was 16 years in the year 2006, He was playing for Delhi team and Bangalore against Karnataka Ranji Trophy. After his play was after one of his battings, he scored about 40 runs and not out. He has to come back again next day morning to play so that he takes about 100, so that he could get his team out of those defeat from Karnataka. So he comes to his room after getting 40 runs. I'm not very sure about his runs, but then he comes not out. He sleeps at around 10:30. Somebody knocks at his room in the hotel where he's staying in Bangalore and says, "Look, your father is no more." Now, a child of 16 years, when he hears his father is no more, the tendency will be to go back to Delhi to see that the final rites of his father is done. But this guy did not do that. This guy came back to the crease next day to bat again, and he scored 90 plus runs. And his team, Delhi, somehow got away from the defeat from the clutches of Karnataka. So this guy's commitment for the team, but his mind would be where? In Delhi, where his father passed away. Look at the commitment towards his team, cricket. I'm talking about the cricket, I'm sorry. I'm talking about the cricket. And this person is none other than this person. And no wonder he's successful today. So commitment comes first in your, father is important, but then salute him for his decision on going back and playing the next day. I think it is just unbelievable. And that is what great people are able to digest these things and then be more committed into the profession, be more committed to whichever job or whichever career that you're taking in the future to be successful. Oh, yes, I'm coming to the last few. Think big, don't think small about yourself. Right. There's a person called, I will give you the name. He wanted to be the most humorous, right? Most humorous star in Hollywood's. And his name is Jim Carrey. I'm sure this picture would have been seen by you earlier. He was from a very poor family, Jim Carrey, comedian, right? He's a comedian in Hollywood. And in 1990, what he did was he used to think big that I will be one day the greatest of the greatest comedian in the Hollywood films. And he used to write a check for himself, a blank check, paid to Jim Carrey $10,000 for the services rendered in acting. And he used to see it every day. He thought himself big. And in 1990, he got an offer in English, one of the Hollywood movies. And in 1995, my dear little children, that in a movie called The Dump and the Dumper, he acted, and his acting was superb, that he was given that $10,000 for his fantastic acting in the film Dumber and Dumber. So, you have to dream big, not those small dreams that I'll become an engineer. You must become an engineer. You must build up yet another Microsoft or yet another L&T, right? Or yet another Reliance. And you must be dreaming big, not those small little dreams that will take you to success in life. Dream big. And the last slide, which I like you to see before I close at 3, is about this person. Keep learning. The moment you stop learning is the beginning of your death. You will never see success unless you keep learning. Here is an example of Krish Mayer, who is a lady of 105 years young. She's 105 years young. You give her anything. You give her this. She'll open and see how does it work. So she continues to learn. She has more than about 140,000 followers for herself. Her name is Krish Mayer. She's on Facebook. Now, what does it need for her to open this and see how does it work? The learning process never ends for her. And that will take you to that important word called success. So these are the 10 mantras which I thought I would share with you. And it is now striking. It is now striking 1500 hours. And this is my email ID, ms_krish@cb.amrita.edu. People want to contact me on WhatsApp, can be contacting me at 9677507390. And of course, people want to be a friend of mine in FB can always approach me under Methil Krish. So, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear little children, I'm sure that you would have got some points out of my talk for the last almost 1 hour or so. And it's time for me to wind up my discussions, my deliberations, my few points. And thank you all for this patient listening to the talk, the critical success factor. So this is Methil Krish signing off from Amrita Vishwavidyapitham, Ettimadai. So till we meet again coming week, Jai Hind! Thank you so much.